Let's call him David. So let's talk about David's crisis. I worked with an owner, he was an agency owner that I worked with. So David ran his business on a 2-week cash cycle. Whatever came in this week paid for next week's expenses. He had maybe $2,000 to $3,000 buffer at any time. Now I'm sure there's somebody out there that says, I'd be happy for a $2,000 to $3,000 buffer. Now this is too small, and you're gonna see. 1 month, 2 things happened at once. A major client went on a 3-week cruise, service was paused, and 2 caregivers quit, requiring overtime coverage until he hired replacements. What do you think happened to David? His revenue dropped by $4,000 that month. That's nice. The more you scale, the bigger those drop-offs happen, the more they are when they happen. His expenses went up. So he lost $4,000 a month in revenue, but his expenses went up by $2,500. He couldn't make his payroll. He had to take out a high interest loan. Listen, this stuff happens every day. It happens to the best of us. I've been there, done it. He spent the next 3 months digging out of that hole, paying interest and falling further behind. All because he had no reserves. Now, had he used the first 3 steps, he would have some reserves, wouldn't he? Drop down in the chat, drop reserves down in the chat if you understand it, if you feeling where we coming from. Now, here's the fix. Professor Home Care going, let me get the marker. I'm gonna write the fix right here on the board. Because I like writing on the board. I like putting it down so you can see it. I want you to be able to see it and take it in and ingest it. Here's the fix. You build, oh Lord, build 3 to 6 now. Not 1 to 2, 3 to 6 months of operating expenses in a budget. 3 to 6 months of operating expenses. 3 to 6. You build that up in cash reserves, and you build it systematically using the profit first system. Oh, they're starting to come together now, huh? You're starting to understand what Professor Home Care is giving you. You're starting to see the house, the building start to construct. You're starting to see more dollars. You're seeing more gold coins sliding into your bank account. Yeah, Professor Home Care is giving it to you. Yeah, he's giving it to you. Yeah, you want to schedule that consult. You want to be on that Chaos to Cash challenge, because if I'm giving you this here, just imagine what you're going to get in there. Ooh, I'm bringing flames. Now, every time money comes into your business, you allocate a percentage to your profit account. That account is your reserve fund. You don't touch it, you don't spend it, you let it accumulate. For most agencies, I recommend starting at 5% of revenue going to this account. If you're doing $50,000 a month, that's $2,500 a month going to your reserves every month. In 1 year, that's $30,000 in reserves. That's a cushion, that's security, that's the ability to handle problems without panic. But I can't afford to put away 5%, Professor Home Care. Liar! It's all because you're not constructing it right. Now let me ask you this. Can you afford not to have a reserve? Can you afford to make bad decisions out of desperation? Can you afford to take high interest loans when emergencies happen? And can you afford the stress of living the paycheck forever? No, you can't. So you can start small. You start with 1 to 2%. If that's all you can do, but you start and you make it non-negotiable. See, all of this is non-negotiable. All of this is a must-do once you know. Now that you know, the onus is on you. So David had a transformation. David dug out of his crisis. He started building reserves. He started with 3% of revenue going to a separate account. He didn't touch it. 6 months, he had 9,000 in reserves. A year later, he had 18,000 in reserves. 18 months later, he had 30,000, about 3 months of operating expenses. Now, do you know what changed for David? Everything. He stopped making decisions from panic. He could negotiate better deals with vendors because he wasn't desperate. He could be selective about the clients because he didn't need the immediate cash. He could invest in training and systems because he had the buffer to do it. His entire business transformed